In this video, we'll be talking about index funds and ETFs, and I'm going to be giving you guys 5 index funds or 5 ETFs that can and most likely make you a lot of money. Now, I think this video is very important because I talk a lot about investing on this channel. I'm always telling you guys to invest in ETFs or index funds and giving you reasons on why these are better investments than doing stock picking. And so today I'll be giving you 5 index funds that will most likely make you a lot of money, probably millions. And you can go ahead and research any one of these 5 index funds or ETFs that I'm going to be talking about in this video. And you can see the past performance and validate all this information as well. Now, with that said, this doesn't mean that these ETFs are the best or the only ETFs that you should be investing in. You can invest in similar ETFs from different companies. For example, Vanguard has its own set of ETFs. You have WisdomTree's ETFs. You have iShares ETFs. You can invest in any ETFs that you want. However, the only thing that I would tell you to do is to make sure that the ETF that you're investing in doesn't charge you a lot in management fees, and the expense ratio is also very low, and that way you don't pay a lot for these index funds. So with that said, let's jump into the video right now. And quickly, before we do so, we'll be kicking this video off with a giveaway of $100. 4 lucky winners, 1 winner each week of $25. And all you have to do for a chance to win is to drop a comment below, as we'll be selecting a random comment as a winner, and then hop on over to my website. The link is down below in the description, and subscribe with your email address, as that's how we'll be announcing the winners every single week. Also, if you're new to the channel, my name is Ian, and on this channel, I talk about ways to make money, ways to save your money, ways to invest your money. I talk about bank accounts and credit cards and everything to do with personal finance. If you like these videos and you like these types of topics, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I'll really appreciate it. It helps the channel out a ton. And also subscribe with all the notifications on, and that way you never miss the updates of when I post new videos, which is every single day on this channel. I also want you guys to comment below right now without going any further in this video, and let me know your top 5 picks for index funds or ETFs. Let me know which are your 5 favorite that you currently invest in, or even if you're not investing and you were researching ETFs or index funds, tell me the 5 that you really like that you're thinking about investing in. Now, the first index fund on the list is the S&P 500 index fund from Vanguard, which is VFIAX, and some of you guys may be familiar with the ETF, which is VOO. So if you're using M1 or Webull or one of these brokerages and you're investing in VOO, then this is really the same thing. Now, the good thing about this ETF or this index fund is that this exposes you to the largest 500 companies in the US, which accounts for around 80% of the entire US stock market. So by investing in this single ETF or index fund, you're getting a slice of everything that the market has to offer, and you're getting the top 500 performing companies in the US right now. Now, at the time of making this video, the expense ratio of the S&P 500 ETF from Vanguard is 0.03%, which is really low, and the average ratio of a similar fund is around 0.84%. So this is a lot less than the average ETF or index fund that does the same thing. So this is why I mentioned before that you guys should definitely look at the expense ratios of any ETFs or index funds that you plan to invest in. So if you're going to go with iShares or WisdomTree or any other type of ETF, then be sure to check the expense ratio, because you could be overpaying by a lot for the very same thing. Now, the dividend yield in the last year was 1.81% for this index fund or this ETF. Now, before I go any further, I just want to mention that most, if not all, of these ETFs and index funds that I will be mentioning in this video will give you an average of around 10% in returns per year. If you go back and check the history of these ETFs or index funds, over the past couple of decades, they have been averaging around 10% in returns per year. Now, the next one I want to talk about is the Vanguard Small Cap Index Fund, and the ETF is known as VB. And in this video, I'll be talking mostly about Vanguard index funds and ETFs, because Vanguard has some of the lowest costing ETFs on the market today. So inside this index fund, it has small cap US companies that have less than 1 billion as their market cap. And these companies are a bit risky, but they have the potential to experience explosive growth. And this is why you want to include this in your portfolio. Now, with that said, you don't have to invest in one single index fund or ETF. You could stock your portfolio with 10 and have each at 10% of your investment portfolio, or you could do 5 and have one making up 20% of your portfolio. So you could still get some other ETFs in and still diversify your portfolio with ETFs. Now, the dividend for last year, which was 2020, was 1.14% for this index fund, and the expense ratio here was 0.05%. Now, the third index fund that I want to talk about is the Vanguard Developed Market Index Fund. And this is an index fund that exposes you to large, mid, and small cap companies outside the US. Now, this is also really good to have as a part of your portfolio because US stocks are good, but there are companies and stocks outside of the US that are performing really well, and you definitely want a piece of the global pie, so you should definitely include this in your investment portfolio. Now, the expense ratio here is 0.05%, and the dividend yield is currently around 2.21%. Now, the fourth index fund is the Vanguard Emerging Markets, and you guys may know this popularly as VWO. And this is kind of a small cap, but for parts of the world that are emerging and growing. So again, this comes with more risk, but the potential for explosive growth here is a lot more. If you want to take a bit more risk, you can put this as 5 or 10% off your entire portfolio. So it will be exposed to those emerging and growing markets outside of the US. Now, with that said, the dividend yield was 2.09% in 2020, and the expense ratio is currently at around 0.10%. Now, finally, for you guys who like real estate, there is a Vanguard Real Estate Index Fund, and this is an index fund that allows you to invest in multiple companies that buy real estate, and these will include commercial and residential buildings, hotels, and all types of property. And this one is really good because the dividend yield, and actually before I go there, you guys may know this as VNQ because that's the ticker symbol, but the dividend yield here was around 3.93% and the expense ratio is around 0.09%. So again, most of these ETFs or all of these ETFs or index funds are from Vanguard. And the reason for that is that because they're really low cost in index funds and ETFs. Now, I definitely wouldn't say that this is a comprehensive list of all the best ETFs or index funds on the market today, but these are 5 really good ones. And again, you can go into your favorite app or brokerage account like M1 Finance, for example. You can find similar ETFs from different companies. Maybe they may have a lower expense ratio or not, so you can do your research and find another similar ETF to invest in or index funds that can make you a lot of money. Now, with that said, I want you guys to comment below and give me your top 5 ETF or index funds. If you haven't already done so, let me know what the ticker symbol is for your top 5 so I can take a look at those as well, because probably you have something in your portfolio that is very good and I may be missing out on it. I definitely want to see that, and anyone else that comes across this video will be able to see your comment and take a look at those ETFs or those index funds as well. Also, if you guys are watching this video and you aren't investing as of yet, you should definitely go ahead and watch my playlist on investing, as I have multiple videos explaining how to invest and what to invest in. And then if you're looking for a very good app or brokerage account to use, I'm leaving a link below to M1 Finance, which is my favorite investment app and platform, and you also get some free cash for signing up and making your first deposit of $100. So be sure to take advantage of that offer if you haven't already done so. And with that said, these are the top 5 index funds or ETFs that I really like for this year. So as always, I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you like the content, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I'll really appreciate it. And also subscribe to the channel so you get the updates of when I post new videos. And if you haven't already done so, be sure to check those links down below in the description for free and helpful stuff. We can get free cash, free stocks, or even free cryptos. So once again, thanks for watching. All the best with your investments. I hope you guys make a lot of money, and I'll see you again tomorrow in the next one.